Hello, hello. Hello to all of you who are on here with me, and big special hello to all of you who are out there joining us. I'm Joy Hoke with Families as Allies, and every month that has a fifth Wednesday, we take a few minutes to do a Facebook Live and share with you some of the things we've been doing and some of the plans that are coming up. And we want everyone to know what we're doing and y'all to feel like you're a part of whatever we do. And we also want to get your thoughts and ideas. So we're looking forward to spending this time with all of you out there in Facebook world today. So I'm going to start just by letting everyone who works with families as allies share a little bit. And I've asked everybody to share either something since we did the last update that they want to talk about that's happened or that they've thought of or whatever is important to them. So, Karina, do you want to start?
Yes, I will. My name is Karina Price. I'm a family partner with Families as Allies, and it's a pleasure being able to work with other family members and they have been training with us with the leadership training, and it has been a great success. We've done it several times, and each time it just gets better and better. And just to see families just be able to just see the impact that they have on other families' lives and to support them in their efforts and to support them being able to train with us and just being able to get out in the community now since COVID is kind of coming to a little bit and just being able to get out.
That was good. Okay. And we can do a circle. We can go across the bottom and come back up around and I'll go last. So Nikki.
Okay. So I think the thing that has always been most important for me ongoing has been the support group. And that's because being a parent of children that I've raised and currently raising who have different challenges or struggles, and just being able to be in a forum with other individuals that I can offer insight or support to, and they can also offer insight and support to me as we all just try to make it through this wonderful world of parenting. That has always been a very big benefit to me and something that is offered, through Families as Allies that has been a tremendous help for me.
All right, Dominic.
I think last time we did this was in March, and I was probably just starting a series of feedback survey calls that I did for Families as Allies. And so I talked to a lot of children's services coordinators at the different regions and MAP team coordinators and some of the providers. It was obviously very interesting, but it was a real opportunity to get to know a lot of these people at the different community mental health centers and a lot of MAP team coordinators. And I think it's going to provide us some opportunities to keep furthering those relationships in the future.
Good afternoon. I'm Henry Moore, and I think my mic is working well. And I want to use this time just to recruit. Okay. So listen up. If you work with children and youth, birth through 21, who has a serious emotional disturbance or challenge, also with intellectual developmental disability or alcohol and drug usage, if you work with them, the place for you to be is on the Hinds County MAP team. So if you work with these youth and you see them all the time, you see these families all of the time, we're looking for you to be on our MAP team, okay? So that means if you're at a church, I believe families are at churches, if you're at a school or daycare, or you may be just in a community. But if you work with children and youth, 0 to 21, we need you, not want you, we need you on our MAP team. Our MAP team should look like this system of care, okay, for children and youth. So, and right now we're trying to make it very, very diverse. So we're looking for people at churches. It doesn't have to be a minister, but if you add a church, okay, and we've added a church to our MAP team. Anyone out there working with these youth, children and youth, the place for you to be is the Hinds County MAP team. And you can see the brochure. Just give me a call. (601-355-0915). I'm Henry Moore, and I am the Hinds County MAP team coordinator. Thank you.
Thanks, Henry. Okay, Jackie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jacqueline Taylor. And so what I've been doing, I think the last time we did this video, I had just started the month before, so I was very, very new, fresh out of the nest. So I've really enjoyed a lot of learning and really diving in and learning more about Families as Allies and helping the community and families in need. And so 2 of the events I've attended was the ICCY, the Interagency Council for Children and Youth, and the Hinds County MAP teams get the scoop on what the Hinds County MAP team and Infusion Metro has to offer. And both events really helped us to outreach to families and learn more about system of care and peer support, which is so important to reaching out to children and families who have mental or behavioral challenges. And I'm really looking forward to continuing to learn more on how to help those families. Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie. And I know it's my turn now, but I want to ask y'all a couple of questions. I really, everything y'all said was good information, and it was wonderful to hear. I was thinking about what you said about the support group, Nikki. And we have, during COVID, when it first hit, we started that virtual support group, and it was a lot of families started coming, which really made a lot of sense because there's a lot of crisis. And then as people have kind of transitioned back to, and I don't even know what you call what we're transitioning back to, but whatever it is, there's been fewer people at the support group, I think, because life feels a touch more normal now. And one thing I've wondered about, if you guys have any ideas about, or anybody out there on Facebook has some ideas, we want to make sure that support is there for families. And is there a way, but we don't ever want people to feel like, well, you got to come to the support group now, if that's not what they're looking for. Do you guys have any thoughts about how to make sure that that support is still there, but do it in a way that's most meaningful to families now? Or anyone out there that has comments on that, we'd love to hear too. But do you guys have any thoughts about that? Because that's something that keeps going through my mind, and I've talked to Henry about it. I can't remember if I've talked to anybody else. But do you guys have any thoughts?
I think as people get back to a new normal, because I don't think we'll ever be back to where we were at one point. I think there always be some variation of things that became a norm for us during COVID that'll just kind of get incorporated to whatever the new norm will be. But I think as that happens, it'll just be a matter of just communicating with families about what would be most helpful and beneficial to them in the process of coming, but also stressing to them about the importance of being, when I said earlier that it's important to me because there are things I can offer based on my experience and knowledge, as well as information that I can gain from other people, that if we just make sure we help people understand that it's not just about what you can get, but what you can give. And sometimes people feel good about knowing that they have something they can offer other people. But and just making sure that we are aware that even though I still try to always be a part of the support group, but then there's sometimes the things that come up in my life that even though it's across lunchtime, I'm tied up and I can't get on, and just recognizing that people are, sometimes are going to be times when people are not as available, and sometimes that happens in warmer weather, even if it's not right after COVID, because people can, your days are longer, it's summertime, and so people just tend to have other things to do.
Yeah. Well, we can all just keep thinking and have our minds open, and then anyone who has ideas about, again, how to keep providing that support and help people feel supported, and also that the way they support others is really valued too. And just keep watching it. I think the thing that's meant the most to me, and Jackie mentioned this past, I almost started to say this past semester since we last met, but these past few months, was the Interagency Coordinating Council for Children and Youth did finally come together, and that we did in partnership with Wendy Bailey, who's the Executive Director of the Department of Mental Health. That is the interagency council that's made up of the heads of state agencies. I'm on there as the executive director on there for this organization. Nikki's on there as a family member. We have youth on there, child psychiatrist, early childhood person to help coordinate the system of care for children. And it has not met in almost a decade, but it was wonderful to have everyone there and see a lot of buy-in, and that's a place where we can start changing things at the systems level to make sure things are going in the direction that's going to help all children be able to live in the community. So that was just absolutely terrific. I'm very grateful for all the work that went into making that meeting happen, and then just the commitment that especially the state agency heads seem to come with to being willing to work together. So that was my big highlight. And I just wanted to let those of you who are with us on Facebook know some of the things that are coming up that we want to share with you. We are looking more and more at how we can expand parent peer support, and that's that idea of one parent helping another parent who's been through something and using that shared lived experience to help each other navigate that system, or understand about rights, or just have someone who listens and understands. We have a great opportunity. This is through the mental health system and our funding through the Department of Mental Health. We're expanding our role in training people in that, parents in that system, in parent peer support. So we're very excited about that. And that's actually a video that you can see in one of our blogs that explains more about parent peer support and then what we'll be doing with parent peer support. So we'll be doing expanded training in that area, and also working more closely with those children's services coordinators that Dominic mentioned. He was gathering data to see what do we need to do to help parent peer support work better. And they shared some really helpful information about some systems barriers we can work on together to make parent peer support more available out there in the system. And that also means that any of you out there listening who are interested in doing parent peer support, we want to talk to you, because there's going to be more opportunities to do that, and probably as we work out some of these issues, more opportunities to be employed out there in the mental health system. So we're very excited about that. We also have an opportunity that we know is going to come to fruition, but we don't have quite as much information we can share at this point, that we will be able to pilot doing parent peer support and also doing parent peer support training in the youth court system, so that parents who are trying to figure out the youth court system will have another parent they can talk to, and also we can take those parents in that system who are interested and help train them to help other parents in that same youth court. So we're excited about that. We have been talking with Mississippi Thrive about possibly doing some work with them to look at the system of care for very young children and how we can better support that. We also want every family who's listening to know that, and I know you were looking for words to describe it, and I'm not sure what the words for after COVID, or that we're still going through this part of COVID, or we went through COVID and we don't really know how to get over all that. I don't know what the words quite are for that world, but we want every family to know we're with you and we want to support you. And we know that through all of these different phases of COVID and all the stuff that's happened, it can make dealing with school issues really weird. It can make it harder for your child to go back to school. It can bring up issues, even if they had issues before, it can bring up additional issues. It's just really hard. We want to be there for you. And one thing we've been looking at over the past several months, and have done some webinars on, and have some extra support materials that we can provide to you, is if your child has an IEP or is in special education, all the stuff that you're given about the procedural safeguards, helping you understand all that in a way that helps your child and helps you understand your child's rights better. And then one other thing we've been following, there is a lawsuit in the mental health system about that's focused on that people with mental illness should be able to live in the community if they want to and have the right kinds of services and support so that they could be able to do that. It's not about dumping people into the community who aren't ready for that and not giving them support, but just recognizing that mental illness is a disability and that people with disabilities have the right to live in the community if they want to. A whole lot of things have happened with that lawsuit, but there is a hearing on the remedy, and both sides have proposed remedies. The United States Department of Justice that sued Mississippi and the state of Mississippi have proposed remedies to that lawsuit, and there will be a hearing on that on, thank you Todd, July 12th at 9 at the federal courthouse in Jackson in the court of Judge Reeves. That's open to the public, so anyone can go, and we encourage you to go. You won't be able to go up and tell the judge anything, but it's really important for everyone involved in that lawsuit to see how many people are interested in it. This lawsuit is actually about adults, but that includes older youth, like those who are 18 and older. And the original findings included children. But the principles that it's about that anyone with a mental illness should be able to live in the community with the right kinds of supports if that's what they want, definitely apply to children too. So we encourage you to attend that. And also want to remind you that if you do attend, that cell phones are not allowed in the courtroom and there is no place to store them. So you need to leave them in your car or somewhere else if you're planning on attending, or else you will be walking back out to your car from the security checkpoint to put your car away, your phone away. We will have our we do regular coaching sessions during the month, and we will have those on the third Wednesday. We'll do any of you who are providing support to other parents of our coaching session, and then our leadership coaching session for anyone who's been through leadership training on the last Wednesday of the month. Can any of y'all think of any other events? Hey, Marty Jean, is there any new resources available in Northeast Mississippi? Anybody got any thoughts on that? I'm not aware of anything new up in that direction. We could ask our friends at Community Counseling. Okay. All right, so we'll do some check-in and get back with you, Marty Jean. Can anybody else think of any other things that are coming up that you want to make sure everyone knows about? Things kind of slow down in the summer and we sort of catch up. So we don't have any other specific training scheduled for this month. But watch our newsletter. We hope everybody, yes, will definitely subscribe. And also, if you're on here now, you probably have already liked us on Facebook, but please do like us on Facebook and check out our website. So we appreciate everyone joining us today. And do any of y'all have any last parting thoughts or recruiting info, Henry?
Hey, give us a call. Remember what I said. We need you on our MAP team. We need you.
All right. Any other final thoughts? Okay. Thank you all very much for joining us, and we will see you for our next 5th Wednesday Facebook update in probably 3 months.